I am the personal bodyguard of Chloe Vance, the rebellious heiress and school beauty. Every time she misbehaves, I am the one who pays the price in blood. After being beaten to a pulp once again, I couldn't help but burst into her room to show her my injuries. I hoped she would have a shred of conscience and let me suffer less. Instead, she reached out and lifted my chin, her eyes flickering with a rare, chilling seriousness as she spoke. "Don't want to get beaten? Then be my man," she said. At that moment, the realization hit me like a physical blow. She was the mastermind behind all of it. I was stunned, unable to believe my ears. The next second, I didn't even bother to dress properly. I scrambled out of Chloe's room in a panic. What was the difference between being her man and seeking a death sentence? When I was a child, I was lost on the streets until Mr. Sterling brought me home, allowing me to stay by his side. Over the years, my interactions with Chloe had been limited, but I had heard many rumors about her within the Sterling estate. On the surface, Miss Chloe was the pure, unreachable school beauty. Privately, she was a dark, twisted soul who loved to torment men. It was whispered that at night, screams could be heard coming from her basement. I originally thought those stories were just rumors, but unexpectedly, Chloe specifically named me as her personal bodyguard. And Mr. Sterling agreed. He told me, "Julian, take good care of the young lady. It is also a chance for you to experience campus life." The Sterling family had a comprehensive education system. I only went to school for graduation tests, spending the rest of my time training at the ancestral home. The Sterling children, however, attended prestigious schools from a young age to build connections. Having me look after Chloe was essentially setting me up to be her scapegoat. Unfortunately, Chloe was a rebel who loved nightclubs, drinking, and fighting. She lived for thrills, skydiving, racing on mountain roads, and deep-sea diving. If I couldn't control her, my back would bear the scars of the family's discipline, while her eyes sparkled with excitement at my bloody wounds. I even suspected she intentionally made mistakes just to watch me get punished. Now that she had taken a direct interest in me, I couldn't stay a moment longer. I ran straight to Mr. Sterling's study to resign. "Sir, I can't stay by the young lady's side any longer," I pleaded. She has taken a liking to me. I haven't forgotten your kindness, but I really can't stay in this house." Mr. Sterling put down his brush and looked me over calmly. In a deep voice, he said, "If you want to leave, I won't stop you. You have done much for us." "But," he added, his tone shifting, "are you sure you want to leave Chloe?" I nodded vigorously. Absolutely certain. With the way she tormented men, I'd be finished within days. I thought I only needed to protect her safety. Now that she had developed feelings, I had to escape. Mr. Sterling nodded with a kind expression and turned toward the window. "In the past, we focused on our careers and didn't pay much attention to Chloe," he reminisced. "It wasn't until she reached adulthood that we realized something was off with her mentally. But it was already too late." I knew this was true. Mr. Sterling was a workaholic who had taken a hands-off approach to her upbringing. However, I didn't understand why he was telling me this. Was he trying to guilt me into staying? Then, he turned back with a look that made my blood run cold. "Julian, you might not know, but Chloe always gets what she wants. If she can't have it, she'll destroy it." My heart skipped a beat. At school, I had seen Chloe drive a rival girl to madness. In bars, I'd seen her smash bottles over people's heads without blinking. Even during races, she would watch a car explode with glee. If I didn't comply with her wishes, would my end be even more tragic? My breathing became rapid, my heart pounded. "Do you still want to leave?" the old man asked calmly. I thought for a moment but still nodded firmly. Yes, no matter how powerful the Sterling-esque were, they surely couldn't find me if I fled to the ends of the earth. Mr. Sterling's gaze flickered with complex emotions, but he finally nodded. "Then you had better run fast." I nearly lost my balance. Leaving the study, I didn't even pack. I grabbed my ID bank card and some cash, fleeing the manor as if being chased by a ghost. As I stepped through the gates, I felt a chilling gaze locking onto me. Despite the early autumn warmth, I shivered. I jumped into a pre-called car and didn't breathe until the manor disappeared from view. I had saved a lot of money over the years, some of it gifts from Chloe, when she was in a good mood. If she hadn't set her sights on me, being by her side wouldn't have been so bad. After multiple transfers, I ended up in a remote coastal town in the south. I found a place to live and got a new number. Mr. Sterling's words haunted me. I was terrified she'd find me, realize I wouldn't yield, and then cruelly kill me. I rented a remote house by the sea. For the first 3 days, I didn't even dare to go outside. On the 4th day, starving, I went to a supermarket. I acted so guilty that the staff thought I was a thief. A week later, I started taking walks. There were no cameras and few people. I convinced myself I was safe. I would live here for a year or two until she forgot me. The town was peaceful. I met an old man who loved to fish. He told me about his simple life and his happy family. Every time he spoke of his virtuous wife and obedient children, I felt envious. I had grown up in an orphanage and had never known love or family. When he invited me for dinner, my mood finally improved. A month passed. I was beginning to forget Chloe Vance even existed. Surely she had found a new toy by now. One evening as I walked home facing the sunset, I noticed shadows in my house. I picked up a wooden stick and approached cautiously. Before I could open the door, 8 men in black suits burst out and surrounded me. I was a top expert trained by the Sterling S, and in the ensuing fight, I knocked down 5 of them. I saw the fisherman's little daughter standing nearby, coming to invite me for dinner. In that moment of distraction, I took a blow to the head. When I woke up, I was tied up in my own living room. On the sofa sat Chloe, her legs crossed, swirling a glass of red wine. Her face was expressionless, but I could feel her fury. My body trembled. I had a physiological fear of her. "Come over, Neil," she commanded. Her tone was unquestionable. I walked over and knelt. "You refused the wine I gave you that day, yet you accept wine from others so readily?" she asked. I was astonished. Had I been under surveillance this whole time? She scoffed at my confusion. "You think you were chosen because of your strength? There are many more powerful than you. I knew the moment you left the gate. If I wanted you dead, you wouldn't have lasted a day. Drink." She held the glass to my lips. I resisted, fearing poison or the trouble alcohol always brought me. But this was the bottle the fisherman had given me. She pinched my chin, prying my mouth open, and poured it in. I choked, the dark red liquid dribbling down my chin. "Can't you just listen?" Chloe raised an eyebrow, her high heel pressing into my leg with agonizing pressure. I wanted to fight back, but her cold, flickering gaze stopped me. She eventually withdrew her foot, leaving me soaked in sweat. She opened a box beside her filled with items that made me shiver. "Miss, you can't do this," I whispered. She ignored me, muttering, "In the month you've been gone, I couldn't focus. I've just been watching you hide. If you'd send even one message, it wouldn't be like this." I cursed her in my heart. "You expect a message from the person hiding from you?" She leaned in, hooking my chin. "Two choices, go back to being my bodyguard, or I play you to death right here. Which is it?" She pulled a black whip from the box. I hardened my heart. "I choose neither." Chloe's face darkened. She struck my shoulder with the whip. "Choose." I gritted my teeth and stood up to leave. "Either kill me or let me go." "That little girl was coming to call you for dinner." Chloe's voice drifted from behind me, laced with malice. "Do you want me to pay her a visit?" I stiffened, a wave of rage surging through me. "You're a lunatic," I roared. "You're only realizing that now?" She beckoned with a finger. "Kneel and crawl over here." For the sake of the fisherman's family, I compromised. I knelt and crawled toward her, my dignity stripped away. She snapped a black collar around my neck and pulled me close. "Julian, you dare threaten me." "It seems I've been too lenient." "Lenient?" I snapped, my anger overflowing. "Look at my back. Is there a single piece of healthy skin left? It's all because of you. I have no interest in your twisted games." Something triggered her. Her eyes turned red, and she delivered a resounding slap to my face. "You want a death wish?" She pushed me down, her hand clamping around my throat. "You hate me? Then I'll make sure you never forget me." She kissed me with unrestrained aggression. I struggled, but my strength was draining. The wine had been drugged. She continued to take what she wanted, biting my lip until I tasted copper. In the chaos, I bit her tongue. She recoiled, slapped me again, and looked at me with a mix of gloom and perhaps sadness. "I'll keep you by my side," she whispered. A private jet brought us back to the Sterling mansion. Mr. Sterling was waiting with a gentle, knowing smile. My heart was dead. I expected extreme punishment. But surprisingly, she didn't even make me work as her bodyguard. I went back to school. Chloe continued her wild life of drinking and racing. But I no longer had to bear the physical consequences. A week later, the peace shattered. Chloe kicked in my door, reeking of alcohol. She pushed me over, her hand on my neck just like before. "Julian, isn't it great not being by my side?" she hissed. "I go out and fight, and you don't even come to look after me. I miss you so much I can't sleep, and you sleep like a pig. Don't you have a conscience?" I stared at her radiant eyes. Honestly, I had been sleeping better. But I didn't dare say that. "Miss, let me take you back to your room to rest," I said, gently trying to remove her hand. Her eyebrows shot up, and she grabbed my neck again, her voice dropping to a cold, jagged whisper. "Julian, do you really loathe seeing me that much? I told you, I miss you so much I can't sleep. Can't you understand that? I'm telling you now, you're mine for life. You'll never escape my grasp." As she finished, she pressed her lips against mine with a forceful, desperate hunger. I struggled to push her away, but she pulled back just enough to look at me, her eyes flickering with a dark intensity. A cold smile played at the corner of her mouth. "Julian, if you dare move again, I won't mind having a long chat with that family by the sea." I froze. I knew exactly who she meant, the old fisherman and his daughter. You're despicable," I rasped. Despite the insult, I didn't dare move another inch. She kissed me again, her tongue wantonly exploring my mouth, only letting go when I was on the verge of suffocating. Eventually she drifted off, falling asleep right in my arms. I looked down at her face and realized that when she wasn't acting like a lunatic, she looked remarkably docile. Of course, she was a madwoman. I remained motionless, letting her sleep in my arms all night. The next day, she officially reinstated me as her personal bodyguard. I knew the Sterling family wouldn't let me go easily once they had me back. However, a strange shift occurred. Chloe actually started going to school on time and even listened attentively in class. The only thing that remained the same was her post-school routine. She would doctor her sports car to nightclubs, dragging me along. After a few drinks, she would still stir up trouble. It had been a long time since I'd been beaten, and just thinking about the punishment awaiting me at the manor made my heart tremble. Despite my training, I was still just flesh and blood. I could be broken in minutes. Chloe must have sensed my anxiety. She hooked her finger, beckoning me closer. When I leaned in, she whispered, "Do you want to avoid getting beaten?" I instinctively wanted to nod, but fearing she would ask me to be her man or play some perverted game, I held back. She wasn't angry. Instead, she gave a wicked smile. "Julian, do you know why you can't persuade me to stop?" Startled, I shook my head. "Because I'm not worthy. If a young miss wants to do something, no one can interfere. What right does a mere bodyguard have? Whether I speak up or not, I'll still get punished in the end, so I might as well stay silent." She pulled me down to sit beside her. Looking at her exquisite profile, her hazy eyes and lips wet with wine, I felt a sudden, inexplicable urge to kiss her. Her lips parted slightly. "It's because I don't like what you say. You always tell me, 'The master doesn't allow this.' Or, 'The master said that.'" She turned her head, frowning slightly. "What I want to hear is, 'Chloe, don't drink. It's bad for you.' Or, 'Chloe, don't fight. I'm worried about your safety.' If you said that, I would listen." Chloe looked at me with a rare seriousness, an odd sense of anticipation in her eyes. For the first time, I didn't see the obsessive heiress. I saw a girl yearning to be cared for. If these words were the key to ending the beatings, I was happy to oblige. "Miss Chloe, drinking is bad for your health. Can you come back with me now?" Her eyes curved into crescents. It was rare to see her show such a bright, genuine smile. She kissed me on the cheek out of the blue, her voice softening. "Okay, I'll go back with you." She actually got up and left, leaving a group of wealthy socialites staring at us in utter bafflement. I took the wheel, watching her tipsy figure in the rearview mirror. I remembered she was supposed to race cars up the mountain tomorrow. I decided to push my luck. "Chloe, racing is dangerous. I'm worried about your safety. Can you not go?" Her eyes narrowed, revealing a smile that wasn't quite a smile. I instinctively shrunk back, fearing I had overstepped. Maybe she was just teasing me because of the wine. But then, Chloe laughed. Julian, you should have been like this a long time ago. I like being controlled by you. You have to be like this from now on. Got it? I nodded, watching her in the mirror. I didn't know if it was the night making my emotions run wild, but the defenses I had built against this devil were crumbling bit by bit. The centennial celebration of the university brought out every elite figure in the city. The school had been built with the Sterling family's full support, and they held a pivotal position on the board. I accompanied Chloe to the ball. In this setting, she was a noble princess, composed and elegant. You couldn't tell how wild she was in private. She turned down every wealthy suitor with cold aloofness. Those guys look like gentlemen, she whispered to me, but privately, they're more promiscuous than anyone. I secretly thought to myself, you're not much different. But I kept my mouth shut. Later, Mr. Sterling called her away. You don't need to follow for now, she told me. Walk around. I'll find you later. Wandering aimlessly, I ran into Ethan Thorne in a quiet corner. The Thorne family was a prominent name, and Ethan had admired Chloe since childhood, even proposing a marriage alliance. He stood there in a custom suit, looking at me with disdain. Are you the little bodyguard? I heard from the servants that you've climbed into Chloe's bed. Is that true? To be honest, I felt wrong. It was Chloe who climbed into my bed every night, threatening me if I tried to kick her out. We just shared a pillow. But Ethan's eyes were flashing with cold fury. Know your place, he hissed. You're just a bodyguard. How could she fall for you? Only I am worthy of her. My eyes lit up. This was a lifeline. You're right. I also think only a master like you deserves her. I advise you to make your move quickly, or it might be too late. I was sincere, but he saw it as a provocation. Ethan glared at me. Don't get cocky. Our patriarch is here today to discuss the marriage alliance with Mr. Sterling. Soon, we'll be married, and you'll just be a clown. I became even more excited. I didn't care why he wanted to marry a devil. I just wanted out. I wish you both a long life together. When you get married, I'll give you a gift, my most sincere blessings. Ethan's face darkened. You dare mock me? He swung a fist at me. Being a trained bodyguard, I instinctively grabbed his arm and executed a perfect shoulder throw. The room went silent. A mere bodyguard had just floored a Thorne. Suddenly, Thorne family bodyguards surrounded me. Ethan's older brother took the opportunity to kick me while I was off guard, sending me flying several meters. The Thornes sure have some gall. Hitting my personal bodyguard, Chloe's voice rang out. She walked over, her face dark with rage. Everyone avoided her gaze. As the daughter of the wealthiest family, her anger carried weight. She helped me up, reproaching me. Weren't you supposed to be a top expert? How did you let someone kick you like that? Ethan, now back on his feet, snarled. Chloe, he attacked me first. He's jealous because I told him our families are discussing marriage today. He acted like a mad dog. Chloe's eyes flickered with ice. Ethan, watch your words, or I'll tear your mouth apart. When did I ever agree to marry you? And how dare you call my people mad dogs? Seeing her about to explode, I quickly interjected. Miss, he's right. That's exactly how it was. Chloe turned to me, her aura terrified. What did you just say? I gritted my teeth. I said I hit him because I heard you were getting married. She grabbed my chin, her grip strong enough to crush bone. Julian, do you want to leave me that much? I saw the redness in her eyes look more like sadness than anger. My heart ached, but I wanted my dignity back. I didn't want to be a toy. I nodded. Yes. I want to leave. Please, let me go. Chloe burst into a fit of crazed laughter. She grabbed my collar and dragged me out of the hall toward the campus lake. I was terrified she was going to kill me and feed me to the fish. Miss, I was wrong. Please, calm down. She spun around and pressed me into a chaotic, violent kiss. She bit my lips until the metallic taste of blood filled my mouth. You really don't want to stay, do you? She whispered, her eyes brimming with tears. I didn't know how to answer. I felt a pang of heartache seeing her like this, but I remained silent. She gave a bright, hollow smile and pointed away. Julian, get out. I don't want to see you again. As she turned to walk away, my heart began to ache even more. Did I actually care for her? Before I could process my feelings, She suddenly stopped and rushed back toward me. A gunshot rang out. Chloe fell into my arms, covered in blood. In the distance, chaos erupted. Ethan Thorne, driven mad by the ruined alliance and his grudge against me, had sent an assassin. But Chloe had taken the bullet meant for me. The Sterling family obliterated the Thornes after that, while Chloe recuperated in the hospital and then at home. She refused to see me. Every time I went, security turned me away. Finally, she sent a message, "Aren't you leaving? Then get lost. And don't worry about that family by the sea. I never intended to hurt them anyway." The guard at the gate, a friend of mine, asked, "Bro, you always wanted to leave. Why are you still here?" I took a deep breath. If I told you that seeing her covered in blood made me realize I love her, would you believe me? I realized too late that missing someone really can keep you awake all night. I bribed the guard to look the other way, and I snuck into her room. It was empty at first, until a cold voice came from behind. "Not running. Coming here to die?" Chloe was tilting her head, a playful smile on her lips. I softened my voice. "No, I don't want to leave. I can't sleep a wink without seeing you." She sneered. "I bet you've been sleeping like a log." I stepped forward and hugged her. "Not at all. If I don't sleep with the young miss, I can't sleep at all." She bit my arm hard, but I didn't cry out. She smiled contentedly. "Chloe," I asked, "why am I so special to you?" She rolled her eyes. "There were rumors I tormented men, but I was too lazy to clarify them. Years ago, at a bar, some thugs tried to drug me. You saved me. I recognized you at the manor and asked my father for you. I liked you more and more, but you were scared of the rumors. I caused trouble just to make you care. If you had just asked me to stop, I would have. I remembered the girl I saved years ago while working part-time. So, you're attached because I saved you." She kissed me deeply. "Idiot. I told you I grew to love you for who you are. Now, how are you going to make up for the beatings?" I smiled. She looked at me seriously. "Julian, let's get married. I'll listen to you from now on." I was stunned, then nodded. "Okay. And don't call me Miss anymore," she said, her eyes bright. "Call me Mia."